Yo, what up, brothers? What's up? It's the director. Oh my god, do I have an awesome video for you guys today. One that I think a lot of Madden Ultimate Team players will definitely appreciate. Today we got the Color Smash promo in game. Loads of awesome stuff in this promo. Super excited. I want to get my hands on that Barry Sanders to see how he plays with that human joystick. But at the same time, I feel like I've got like a community responsibility to tell you guys what I think is going to be in. Bam! These eggs right here. I think the most exciting part about the Color Smash promo is the eggs. You know, all these random, a lot like how the Christmas promo turned out, you know, this last year with all of these gifts. There's all these awesome rewards, but we didn't know what was inside them. Now, the same thing can be said with the eggs, but EA did leave these visual clues all over the eggs via on the outside of the paint, the color scheme, to kind of give us an idea of what's inside these eggs. Guys, I did just so much digging up this morning trying to find visual clues and visual cues left on these eggs. I literally dug through, you know, Madden Ultimate Team's Twitter, looking at promo images, Mudhead, in-game, and I think I've really figured out a huge bulk of all these eggs. I think I may be right about like 90% of them, dude. So I am super excited to show you guys what I dug up. Now, before we get into it, guys, if you like this channel, if you like the Madden Ultimate Team videos, hit me up with a like and sub. Literally the small amount of time you guys take to hit the like, sub, and bell notification really helps me out a lot. And thank you guys so much for helping me get this far. And with that, let's get into a breakdown of what the director thinks is going to be in each and every one of these eggs. So let's start from the bottom, make our way up to the top. Start with the small eggs and up to the grand eggs. This first egg right here, I like to take a look at all of the things, including the texture and, you know, symbols and images on these eggs. And I did notice that the pattern on the bottom side of the egg looks a lot like the background of this Tyreek Hill. You guys, I don't know if it's like it's super hard for you guys to see. I was able to see it, you know, in Photoshop, and I can definitely tell that this is the same pattern on the bottom side of the egg. So I was thinking maybe a Super Bowl kind of player, like maybe like an 84 plus Super Bowl card or something like that. But then I did remember this arrow did point out to me. I know I had seen that somewhere before. So doing a little bit more digging, I found this promo for the playoffs, this little ad for the playoffs promo. And yes, that arrow they're using right there is the same one painted on the top side of that egg. So I'm thinking that this egg's going to be small egg for playoffs and Super Bowl related content. Now that's a small egg, so it might be like an 87 plus player or something like that, maybe even just a pack, but that's what I think the first egg contains. This next egg was actually a little bit easier. It definitely has that blue hue of the Legends packs. You can also kind of make out an X kind of painted on the top of that egg. I made it a little bit easier for you guys to see right there, so I'm pretty positive that's going to be a Legends related reward, and that's probably going to be something like maybe a pack or a lower overall plus player that you can pull from there. This next one got me thinking. At first I thought this might be a heavyweights promo, but then looking at the color scheme, I thought it really matched what we saw in the Theme Builders 2 promo. Now this one you don't quite see it, but in the background images that they used to promote this promo in the game, it did have this kind of like, you know, dark purple hue to it. And then on top of that, you got these bricks laid out all over the egg, which kind of, you know, reads Builders to me. So I'm thinking that this is going to be a Theme Builders 2 related egg, and it might be like an 87 plus player item that you get out of it. Next up, this one was pretty easy. We all know the hexagon with the bright neon green. Identified it as Team of the Week, and I think this is going to be either like a Team of the Week pack or again a lower overall plus, you know, a chance at getting a pretty nice card. So these lower ones, nothing too exciting, but we've identified what's inside of them. Now next up, just like the very first egg, this one has those arrows lined up on each side of it, as well as that pattern I showed you within the other egg. So once again, I think it's going to be an NFL playoffs / Super Bowl card, and I'm thinking it's going to be something, you know, along the lines of like maybe a 93, a lower overall card plus that you can pull from that, and maybe it is just a pack from the playoffs or the Super Bowl as well. Next up, this one was a little bit tricky. The yellow kind of threw me off a little bit, but what my eyes were really drawn to is the texture that they put on the top of the egg. This one, I'm only about 50% sure of what it is. I took a stab in the dark and said it's probably a Zero Chill related card because of obviously you've got that like snowy sort of texture on top and the bottom of the egg. The gold in the middle is what's really throwing me off. So I would like your guys' community help with this as well. There's just a few eggs that I'm kind of unsure about. What do you guys think this egg represents? The one with the yellow stripe in the middle. This is a medium egg, so I'm going to take a stab in the dark and say it's probably related to Zero Chill or Ghosts. Next up, let's take a look at this egg right here. This one was pretty easy to me. You take a look at the texture within the middle of the egg. It's very reminiscent of what we saw with the Theme Diamonds promo. You know, the color scheme and everything kind of matches what the background is using up there, so as you can see with Antonio Cromartie. So I'm saying that this medium egg is Theme Diamonds, and the medium egg, it's probably not going to be like the full 95. It could be something a little bit lower, but that's something to take a look at right there. It definitely looks like the Theme Diamonds texture right there, and maybe it might be Theme Diamonds 1, you never know, which is a little bit lower of an overall. Next up, we've got the next tier of Team of the Week. I'm thinking this one's going to be more of like a player. You see Saquon Barkley right there. Let's see if we can zoom out just a little bit here so you guys can see the full frame right there. That's pretty good. You see within the texture of the hexagons, obviously going to be Team of the Week. I think it's going to be a player. The medium egg needs to give you something a little bit better, so maybe it's like a 90 plus or an 89 plus, you know, pack or something coming out of that. And then I put Saquon Barkley as an example right there. Next up, moving into the large eggs. Again, this one does have the arrow, you know, kind of hidden in the middle right there, along with that texture. So again, I think it's going to be one of those Super Bowl players, or the playoff players or Super Bowl players. And I think this one, since it's a large egg, could be something like a 95 overall, you know, one of those 95s that we saw during that promo. And again, there are Super Bowl cards that do have around the same overall that we could see pulled from these eggs as well. So I'm thinking that's going to be a big egg with a Super Bowl or playoffs card chance within. Next up, this one was also pretty easy. You guys can kind of make out an X in here. You can kind of tell out with like the smudges. They kind of push the light in, you know, with this little X symbol in the middle. That's pretty obvious to me, a big egg that's related to Ultimate Legends. Now, I don't know if this is going to be like an Ultimate Legends pack. Those are technically worth 180,000 coins right now. So I could see a big egg just giving you a pack, and then hopefully you pull something big out of there. I'm hoping it's maybe an actual player, but you never know. Maybe like a 94 plus or something would be kind of neat to see. Next up, back to the theme builders. I'm pretty sure, again, you've got that brick laid out in the middle. The color scheme matches what theme builders is. So I'm going to go ahead and say that this is a theme builders egg. And this one, I would say maybe like a 95 overall. This is a big egg, so it's not a grand egg. It could be something pretty nice, but I'm going to guess theme builders once again. Maybe like a 95 plus or something with like a chance to get a 97 in it. That wouldn't be too bad. But again, look at that color scheme that they used in the promo to promote this this promotion in game. It's very similar, so I'm pretty positive that's going to be theme builders 2 related. Next up, this one was also pretty obvious to me because of a promo that they used on Twitter. This one's probably most likely going to be a Team of the Year related promo. You guys take a look at these weird squares all over the egg. This can also be found in this image here for a promotion of Team of the Year. The color scheme matches. Pretty spectacularly sure that this is going to be Team of the Year related. It is a big egg. It's not a grand egg, so I'm not sure what the chances are of getting like a 96 or a 97 are, but maybe it's like a fantasy pack where you get maybe like 3 chances to pull something nice. But pretty positive that that is a Team of the Year related egg. Next up, this one did stand out to me as well. If I had seen, you know, this color scheme before, I'd seen, you know, these graphics before. Pretty similar to what we've seen in these Ghost of Madden players, that Julio Jones. Pretty stark image right here. You see kind of like the pine right there with like the Christmas lights kind of in this blizzardy light effect. Very similar to, I mean, you guys can tell right away. This is most likely going to be a Ghosts of Madden related egg. Next up, not super positive about this one, but I do think since it's a new promo, it's definitely related to this. I'm thinking it's going to be a Color Smash. This is a big egg. Color Smash related card. It could be, you know, like a 93 plus or something like that. I went ahead and put Austin Eckler right there. It looks pretty similar to what we would be seeing, but this is basically just looking at the color scheme of everything. You got those teals, you got those reds, and especially in the logos, especially what I was looking at. So that's what I'm thinking for this big egg right here. Getting into the grand eggs. Now, again, this is kind of following the pattern we saw with the small and medium egg. Once again, you see that little arrow kind of hidden in the top of that egg, as well as, I think, even better clarification now, these little palm tree leaves in the bottom, which are definitely part of the Super Bowl promo, you know, visuals that they use on those Twitter ads and stuff like that. So I think this is a grand egg. It's probably going to give us something, you know, in the realm of the 96s or 97s from that promo. Maybe a chance at a Patrick Mahomes. That would be pretty insane. But that's what I think is going to come out of these grand eggs. One of these really high overall cards from that related promo. Maybe like a Tyreek Hill or something also related. A pretty cool grand egg Super Bowl playoffs. Next up, another one that I believe is related to the Ultimate Legends promo. Now, this one's more than likely going to be like a full Ultimate Legend, just because it's got to be one tier higher than the big egg. So I'm going to say that this is going to be a full Ultimate Legend pull. Maybe like a 96 plus is what you get out of this egg. So that one could be pretty nice, because we do know there's more 98s, maybe even 99s coming out this weekend. And these don't open until the 12th, so you could save these eggs, possibly. I hope that you can save them until that weekend. But very, very exciting stuff. I think this Ultimate Legend Gold one is one that you should get excited about pulling if you're re-rolling for these eggs. Our next grand egg, this one's also going to be related to the theme builders. Again, you got that color hue right there. You've got the bricks laid out. Very positive that this is probably going to be like a full theme builders card. I put Saquon Barkley in there as an example. I think these are pretty good value, 97 overall. I'm not quite sure what these go for right now. I think the last time I checked it was like 250, 300,000 coins, somewhere around there, but I have to double check to see if it's current. But that could be a really nice one right there. But just keep in mind, you know, if all of these theme builders come into the market at the same time, that should lower all of their prices, so just be aware of that. But really, really nice item right there for a reward of this grand egg, which is going to be Theme Builders 2. Next up, again, a pattern that I just went over. We've seen it before. It's going to be Team of the Year, and this one I'm pretty positive has to be like a full player. Got to give you something at least a 96 overall, maybe a 97 overall. I was hoping these grand eggs would be a little more spectacular, but you know, a chance of getting Russell Wilson or Aaron Donald is pretty nice as well. So this grand egg I'm labeling as Team of the Year. This next one, again, I think is going to be Color Smash related. I went ahead and put Ezekiel Elliott up here at 96 overall. Again, the color scheme all kind of matches what I'm seeing here. Again, you got those pinks, those yellows, even a little bit of green down there with blue. And this one's just kind of an all-over confetti egg. So I'm going to go ahead and say this is probably Color Smash related. Got to put the cards from the actual promo in the eggs, in my opinion. Next up, okay, you guys noticed that I went back to one large egg. It's because this one I had a hard time figuring out what the heck is in this egg. Because we already went through the Legends cards and stuff like that. I wasn't quite sure what could be in this large egg. It could still be like a full Legend or something like that, but it seems a little bit underwhelming for, you know, a large egg. So I think this could be indicating, I took a look at the color scheme of blue and red. I think there's a good chance that a Lawrence Taylor could be in this card. And that has implications for the next egg we're about to look at. So I'm thinking maybe a 94 Lawrence Taylor is in the red stripe blue egg card. That's super exciting, but it's even more exciting because of the next egg we got coming up here. It's kind of like an evolved, like a digivolved version of that egg. And I think this could indicate a brand new Lawrence Taylor coming into the game very soon at 98 or even 99 overall. We see this with EA a couple of times a year. They release some really, really nice card, in this case Jadeveon Clowney, and then release a better card a couple of days later, a couple of weeks later, in this case being Lawrence Taylor, right outside linebacker. So I'm going to take a stab in the dark and say that this is probably a Lawrence Taylor related egg, and that this is kind of the better version of the previous egg that we just saw, and I have a reason to believe that it could be a Lawrence Taylor full player item. So super exciting stuff. Now this is one that I'm actually still not quite sure what it is. It's pretty much all blue. There are some hints of green in here. There is this smudging sort of texture all over the side of the egg. It could be something like a 96 Michael Vick, you know, one of those really nice premium zero chill players, maybe even like a Patrick Willis or something. I'm going to take a stab in the dark, and again, you guys let me know in the comment section what you think this egg could be as well. I'm going to take a stab in the dark and say maybe this is related to a new promo like Path to the Draft or NFL Draft. That would be kind of insane. What if you opened an egg and boom, it said this is good for the first overall pick in the NFL Draft player item in Madden Ultimate Team. That would be kind of fun. Now, I don't know if this one's super likely. This one was more of a guess, one that I kind of want your guys' help with in the comment section below. But how cool would that be if that represented? Maybe, again, we don't know what the Path to the Draft color scheme is going to be this year. Maybe it is blue, you know, following the color scheme of our rookie cards earlier this year. Kind of exciting to think about. So let me know in the comment section what you guys think as well. This is where things get kind of interesting as well. Here's our next grand egg, right? And this one, I saw a pattern with all of the remaining grand eggs that I have images for. And they all have a pink top, which I'm guessing is going to relate to the Color Smash promo. And then the colors of the bottom of the egg kind of vary between each one. So this one has silver and blue. This is leading me to believe that this is probably going to be full Color Smash Master Barry Sanders. Full 98 overall. Probably one of the best eggs that you can get right now, just because he's a full 98. He's got the silver, he's got the blue. He'd be a pretty nasty item right there. So if we got a grand egg for Barry Sanders, I think it's pretty easy to believe that we could get an egg for Ed Reed as well, a full grand egg for Ed Reed. And this one does follow the same color pattern of pink, of purple for his jersey, and then kind of a gray or black for the Ravens. So I'm pretty positive that that's what's going to be in these 2 eggs. But there's still 2 more eggs that have yet to be claimed by these masters. I'm going to show you guys that right now. This first one, again, pink. It looks like we've got maybe a red or pink and maybe like a gold or yellow right here. So I went ahead and decided to try out Patrick Willis. Maybe Patrick Willis gets a 98 overall master. This is possibly a future master, so I do think more cards are coming out with the Easter promo, and I think maybe Patrick Willis, maybe a 49er, maybe a Kansas City Chief, somebody that follows that that color scheme might be one of the new masters. So kind of exciting right there. And then the last egg does have its own color scheme as well. This one looks more like a black and yellow, maybe a silver and yellow. And obviously the closest NFL color scheme for a team is probably going to be the black and yellow Pittsburgh Steelers. And I decided how cool it would be if we got a Kordell Stewart quarterback card, that because this was released way back in the day with out of position, and he doesn't have a quarterback card in the game yet. I think Kordell Stewart would be kind of an awesome master just because he's coming out of nowhere. People probably forgot about him because he was a halfback. That would be kind of interesting. But guys, that is all of the digging up I've done for these Easter eggs. Let me know in the comment section below if you think I got a lot of them right, if you think I got a few of them wrong, and if you think I got one wrong, please let me know what you think is in that egg as well, because I think it'd be pretty exciting for all of us to figure this out together and see what happens on the 12th when all of these eggs open. Well guys, thank you so much for joining me. This has been the Director again. If you like this content, hit us up with a like and sub. Thank you guys so much again for joining me. We'll see you next time, and as always, stay frosty.